if you get kind of like stuck in your base, or like the map is cut off from you at any point in this game, they're really going to struggle to find their farm. And if Dukes and TB both struggle to find farm, you know, they're not really going to come online.
How do they take care of the AM?
They have the TB reflection, so it's okay, but this AM should get a really good Battle Fury Manta timing. They have the Nyx stun as well, which is okay.
30 seconds.
Like, Medusa's not... in a vacuum, Medusa's awful against AM, right? But a lot of the time we used to see this Medusa would come online a lot quicker than the AM, and then you would group up as 5 and just push towers. So they could look to do it like that on Vici, but I feel like they don't really have the playmaking potential to be able to play and like make kills happen across the map before they group up as 5. I think it's really difficult for them. I'd love to get proven wrong because they've played so well today, but we'll have to see how it, you know, ends up turning out.
See how Yang does here with the Nyx Assassin. Going with the Ion Shell immediately. DY pressuring these creeps. May not be able to pull them, but double Ion Shell. It comes down to if they're even going to make it to the tier 1 tower. And yeah, they won't. So instead of having the pull, you just clean the creep wave up immediately.
This is such a common thing we see now, though, where you do that at level 1 before the creeps even reach the lane.
Creeps under tower makes it hard for this anti-mage to, you know, reliably grab these last hits, but at the same time, DY get a couple of shots on him, and then the miscoil comes out. That's a bit of a problem. Already sitting low on health.
The thing I really like about this as well, that the Nyx got level, took the XP with the Darkseid for the first wave, but now he's let the Darkseid get level 2, so he has a surge available. So now they can basically just chase this AM down under tower. So yeah, it's really efficient. I like this a lot. And you see, Darkseid doesn't even have to pull the creep wave, because the Nyx can just bring it to him.
So let's see as Mage and Abaddon staying away from the lane as well, so giving up the experience to this anti-mage. Impale.
This AM is not last hitting well at the tower. He's missed like 5 last hits so far. This has been like what happens is the tower, it hits a melee creep 5 times, and then it's really close as to whether you can one-shot it afterwards with the Quelling Blade. So he needs to be dropping his Quelling Blade under tower, hitting it once, letting the tower hit the creep 5 times, and then hitting the creep again. But he's not dropping his Quelling Blade. So he's missed out on like a lot of gold already.
Now he's actually pulled over the creeps to this side camp.
Gotta be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed, you know. I feel like, you know, last hitting under tower is something that you should be, you know, solid with.
It's, I think, maybe a little bit tough. A lot of pressure on you. But yeah, you've gotta be reliably hitting those last hits. You missed that range creep too.
And he's got his Soaring coming out on the courier on the Darkseid now too. He'll be able to keep the sustain and the pressure up in this lane.
You know, not the most active game in terms of kills this early on from what we've seen previously, but it's methodical again from Vici, playing this top lane perfectly.
Definitely. And the thing is, the Abaddon has to stay up here as well, because if he doesn't, this Darkseid and Nyx are just going to pressure the AM under tower with the creep wave. You know, they can glyph it when if they really want to, when they get it online, and just dive the tower with the catapult. But Abaddon's going to just have to keep messing around with them if he can.
UI pressuring DDC. Meanwhile, bottom Fade. He'll drop, but September goes down in response. Paparazzi gets the kill. Flyby's the one who gets Fade, so it's at least active in a different lane. And though Paparazzi, he uses that metamorphosis for the second time and is farming and gets himself a kill off it. But we take a look over mid. Ori against 897, who has no mana remaining, has the mango as well as the wand, but it's just so hard to stand against this Mystic Snake.
Yeah, it's got, when it gets to that level 5, the Mystic Snake starts to really output a lot of damage, and you see here the Nyx is going to come in as well. With the
Yeah, they might be able to get the kill on 897. He uses that wand as DDC, so Miscoil and the wand is more than enough heal to stay alive.
What happened to building Bracer against Medusa? Sorry, not Bracer, a Soul Ring. I feel like I've seen this from the last few DKs I've seen in this matchup. They just completely ignore the item, and then you lose all your mana like this, and then you can't have free fire anymore. I don't really understand.
Sure why. It seems like such a simple... If you want free fire, you're gonna need Soul Ring. Otherwise, you're just sitting here without any mana. They've now
I'm just
left
watching this AM
Anthony by himself top.
AM's just missing last hits under tower. It's happening. He's missed another 2. I don't get it.
They die in the DDC bottom. Focusing on this anti-mage. Oh, maybe a little bit too much. I'm putting too much pressure on him.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep looking at him as well. You can cast a game. I'm just gonna, put him in the spotlight.
You give me the updates. I want to stop missing kills because I'm watching this anti-mage miss last hits. I'm focusing on him because I feel like they desperately need him to succeed, and he's been given this open lane, but at the same time, if you're missing a good stack of last hits, that's gonna become a problem.
Oh yeah, 100%. The DK's popped Dragon for mid as well, by the way, so they really need to look to try and play around this. You see the Vengers rotated mid as well. Going to put a Deep Observer ward down, because they really need to try and push with this catapult, with the Elder Dragon form as well. And they might be able to try and punish this Dusa here.
We'll see. They do have TPs available over for mid if they start to dive, or he got the shield out. And now 897, he's under the tower, and they don't have enough to get the kill onto this Medusa.
The DK just didn't hit
coming
the tower.
over DY. Might be able to get 897. The damage comes through, and they have the shockwave for the Satyr, and yeah, they kill 897. They dive for Ori, and it's almost half-assed. They thought about going in and gave up.
Normally, you would hit the tower once as a DK so that the poison applies, and then carry on doing something else. But he just didn't even hit the tower with the Dragon form. He just let it stay at, good HP. And this is what we talked about in the draft, though. It's really important you keep your tier 1 alive. So I wasn't surprised to see that Darkseid rotate in to defend. Because it's really important they just keep this access to their jungle away from the side of Royal. And this Darkseid's just going to keep shoving in top lane. Just jungling as well, farming more than the AM.
A lot of pressure coming out on the AM with the Iron Shell. Got the Iron Shell on these creeps. It makes it much harder for him to farm reliably. And the book into DY.
He missed the stun, though.
And he hit that. That could have been his life. And they look bottom for Fade, but 3 heroes here, they just cannot grab the Oracle.
I mean, this Darkseid has 78 CS in 7.5 minutes. I know a lot of them are neutrals and small creeps and whatnot, but it's still very impressive.
He sits top of the net worth, so it really is working out for him, and they're looking to take away this top tier 1 out of the hands of this anti-mage.
They might be trying to make a play on the DK here. Yeah, they get the stun off.
And they do. They've got the Impel, and we're moving forward. They're looking for a Breathe Fire back, pop the Spike Carapace, now getting in front of 897. The Mystic Snake hits, and Ori gets the kill over me with that DY.
The problem is, we were saying about their drafting on Vici, but when you have these two supporters in the Venge and the Abaddon, they're both so defensive. Like, they can't make plays on the map in the same way that the Nyx can. The Venge stun's nice, but it's not amazing. Like, if you look at the stun duration difference between the two, well, they're both level 2. The Impale has an extra 0.4 seconds of stun time over the Venge's stun. The Venge's stun always feels like more of a setup rather than like some kind of ganking material. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And hold on, flyby. Bottom wave of terror comes out, so they've got 3 heroes here for the side of Royal Academy. But Paparazzi goes into the Metamorphosis, takes out DDC. Now going after September. The Primal Roar comes in, but
He ward an illusion.
okay.
Igor, what's happening?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I thought Paparazzi might be able to do enough damage to get a secondary kill there, but he's using this Metamorphosis. He's farming really well. And again, we'll go back to the point we were trying to make where this lineup was a little bit greedy. But look at the Medusa and look at the Terrorblade. Their two networks have been climbing together evenly.
I am back.
Hear what?
Okay, that's fine. If you can't hear it, that's fine.
I couldn't hear anything.
Cutting trees outside the house, so it's pretty loud.
I don't know if you heard me say it, but the Medusa and the Terrorblade's net worth has been climbing steadily together at about the same level the entire time. And this is what we called a greedy lineup, but the greed's working out.
We have to remember though that the aim can just still take over the game. Like at some point he's going to have to Battle Fury Manta and then just out-farm them both. But can he out-carry 2 heroes by himself is the question.
Oh, magic missile on Medusa, because I believe the Medusa was TPing over bottom. The Fortune's End comes through onto the DK, and he's just dead. DDC might even be next.
Oh, the Venge stayed alive. Is this Abaddon? Has he got stunned?
Oh, okay. Primal Roar. He's got the Primal Roar behind him, but Flyby still taking a lot of damage. False Promise laid on to this Nyx Assassin. He stays alive. Yang chasing with the Ion Shell. DDC's dead to Fade.
And they have the DK Wall Illusion as well, which is going to help them push.
Oh, man, wait, but doesn't get the kill. He doesn't get the kill on a Yang.
He gives him the dark shoes dude as well. And all in the meanwhile, or he's just farming. Paparazzi's just farming.
Oh no.
Yeah. I'm not really sure. It feels like Royal are just making some silly mistakes that they wouldn't normally make this game as well. I criticize the CS under tower, but it's like roaring an illusion. Like, I don't know. Maybe they're just not. You know, it's not their day.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Seems very odd. They're down 4,000 net worth. We'll see if the anti-mage can bring it back. He's too far away from this Battle Fury. He's still the full Demon Edge price away. But if he can get it at a relatively nice time, like you said, he could still take over the game.
Yeah, 100%. He is about 2,000 gold away, which is worrying. You know, it has to be said, he's gone for the Morbid Masks to help his sustain and learn against the Darkseer first, but...
The Centaur's on DDC.
Oh.
He denies himself.
I mean, that's nice, but you're losing your tower. This opens up access to the Roche Pit for the Radiant side now. So they have, when they have next have Meta available again and Medusa, they can look to try and take that.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
You're going for the tier 2 still. They're going to continue to pressure. This is something we saw from Vici in the last game too, where if they think they can get towers, they're going to pressure them as much as possible and take away these outer towers, take away these areas to farm for Royal. Cut off the map and choke them out and make sure that they can't farm as efficiently.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Why don't we still see more Quelling Blades on Dusa? That's what I want to know. We used to see it all the time, where, especially mid-Deuces, they would buy the Quelling Blade just to have in their inventory to, like, help cut trees through, like, being able to farm more than one camp at a time. And it also gives you 7 damage for 200 gold. It's so efficient. Like, you've got this Fairy Fire in your inventory, just buy a Quelling Blade instead. I don't know.
Is it just because for them doesn't really turn into anything?
Yeah, it doesn't, but it's only 200 gold and it helps you farm more efficiently. So I'm not really sure why you wouldn't buy it.
They got the scan. Radiant got the scan. Do their coming. The swap comes out into Ori. Immediately the Stone Gaze comes out. They'll get the TP over. The Primal Roar has already been used. The False Promise keeps Ori alive, who really wasn't in much trouble. The stun hits and September will fall.
But this is what we mentioned. We mentioned before, like, if you don't get a kill during the Raw duration, how are you killing anybody? And it happened there. Like, you Raw somebody, but Deucer got the Stone Gaze off first. So it just didn't matter. And then they got the False Promise off. And they all of a sudden, they just have to try and run away. Like, they have to just disengage. If they don't run into one person by themselves, they're probably not getting the kill. Like, as long as this Deucer just hugs the TB and the... Sorry, if the Oracle just hugs the TB and Medusa all game, then... shouldn't really be getting picked off.
Ori has the Manta Style and 100 gold. Manta Style also being built for the Terrorblade, who's got the drums and the Yasha. So really, they'll have two Mantas. Okay.
Which is nice.
Sorry.
But the AM's really close to Battle Fury as well. So, in terms of Royal, what they can do...
Dire's top tower is under
Is he going to sell his... Yeah, okay, he sold his Magic Wand recipe and whatnot that he had in his backpack just to make sure he got the Battle Fury next to the secret shop.
We'll see if they can turn the game around, but again, Vici staying objective. They go for the top tier 2. They'll take it. They'll try to cut off these towers, cut off this area to farm, and the Primal Roar comes out onto Ori over mid, as well as the Magic Missile trying to run, has the Manta Style, and here comes Fade. Fade will be ready with the False Promise in 16 seconds. They'll take out September. The Stone Gaze comes through, so now Flyby will fall. They've turned DDC to stone. That's 3 heroes dead on the side of Royal. Vici continuing to just move forward, and the wall is being dropped on top of 897. Fortune's in, putting him in place, and they've got the Dragon Tail, but it's a triple kill for Ori. And they will take out 4.
Did they not try and put 4 people on that Deucer to kill her there?
Yeah.
Before anybody else TP'd in, and they didn't get the kill.
Yep.
And that was in a Raw duration as well. Okay. Well, if you can't kill the Deucer in that situation, when she's by herself...
And that was without False Promise. Like, she wasn't saved by False Promise or anything. The False Promise was on cooldown and never used. So they could still even move up with that, too. Feel more than safe. To get a save somewhere.
This AM... It feels like, you know, he's going to go for this Manta next, but it feels like he needs a Manta... Oh...
Borrowed time is popped, but again, you'll go back to full health. Does it really matter? They can take it out very quickly again.
I was gonna say, I like that they don't care about him going back to full health because they can just kill him in a second afterwards. Like, oh, there's a DD as well. Can they just go rush? Yeah, or he just heads into the pit.
Yeah, double damage. Why not head into the pit? They've got the team here. They've got Fade here. Pop the Lincolns and have Paparazzi ready with you too.
Yeah, Paparazzi has the really high armor, so he can just sit in the line, tanking the damage. He killed the Hawk as well. They aren't going to have the vision in the pit that they need, but even if they did, I'm not really sure how they can test this with the DD Deucer being there.
And that was without using Metamorphosis, which was on cooldown. So now they've got the Aegis. They're going to have Metamorphosis to work with. Wow. They could really just take a fight and push from there. Again, it comes down to how many more fights can you lose as Royal. They've got the Urals onto the DK. The Impale follows it up. There's Metamorphosis popped. Swap coming in, but he's rooted up by the Fortune's End, and he ends up dying anyway.
Doesn't that DK have an ability that gives him extra armor? Because it didn't look like it. I'll be honest.
Shred right through him despite the 12 extra armor.
This AM is just trying to constantly shove lanes in and whatnot, though. You know, he's doing a really good job of trying to keep the game alive. It's just everybody else on his team is kind of lacking a little bit here, especially in terms of farm comparison to Vici. With this Aegis, they can...
September too. Yeah, with the Aegis, they're not going to stop. They've Metamorphosis for about 25% of the duration. Ori moving on to the high ground with the Aegis.
Dire's structures are fortified.
It really, you're banking on the Anti-Mage, but Anti-Mage has to go soon. He's got to he's got to go.
Has fallen.
And Dusa has the snake talent from the level 15 now as well, so DK just loses half of his mana as soon as he gets hit by a snake. But they basically just have to keep their base alive for as long as they can while this AM just carries on, you know, split pushing lanes out all the time. That's the only way that Royal come back into this game now. And you see they're all, Vici are all heading over to try and deal with him. He and just, you know, TP away now.
Dire's top shrine
He knows that
is
something's
under
up.
attack.
Mage's just stuck in these trees, forced to TP over.
Dire's top
Vici
shrine
playing
is under attack.
perfect again. Comes down to, you know, making sure that this anti-mage and his farm doesn't come back and haunt
Dire's
you.
top shrine
They're
has
still up
fallen.
10,000 net worth. They've been able to take care of most of the team. The anti-mage, of course, hasn't died, hasn't participated in any kills or anything yet. So we'll see once he finally does if it's going to make a difference. Dragontail comes out onto the Oracle. The wall's placed down. They've also got the stun coming through onto 897. The swap on the high ground, getting him out of harm's way. But now Spike Carapace hits him and he's stuck there. But they'll get the kill in September and at least find one.
Yeah, I mean, the Venge just has... That's the Venge lifestyle, isn't it? Sometimes you just have to give your life up for the cause. And AM and Beastmaster were pushing in bot lane. They get some damage on the tier 3, which is nice.
Primal Roar onto the Darkseer, but
He has a vac
Really
as well
followed
to
up.
cancel a TB by flyby here, so it looks like it might be a slow burnt out death.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
there's the vacuum back in. We've got the Yules once more, setting up the Impale. It'll land. Purifying Flames will hit from Fade to get the kill into Flyby.
Radiant's top tower.
AM is still taking the top tier 1 though, so you know Royal are getting something out on the map at this point in return. He has his Manta style up as well now, so can take off the reflection from the TB. Yeah, with this Aegis from Vici, they are, and the Butterfly and the Deucer actually, they are just going to look to try and mow down the racks here.
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
They get themselves the mid racks. Anti-Mage still not showing up. Gonna try and push over top. Now go for the tier 3 tower, and again, Anti-Mage just pressuring the top lane. I'm waiting to see when he finally TPs in. But
Barracks are under attack.
They just called it.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
That's it.
Vici Haven. Victory. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
okay. He never fought.
I mean, it's so difficult though, right? Like, if... Yeah. I mean, yeah, you could, but if the AM goes in and he has no... If his other cores on his team are really struggling to do well, like, he needs backup still to be able to get his damage off. Like we talked about, he's playing against these two greedy cores in the Deuce and the TB that are just going to out-damage him if he jumps into a fight. You know, they're 15k behind at 21 minutes. It's you can try, but it's, you know, it's not